So the layers, it's, I should say, the important things, or because yeah, when you go to your layers here, Illustrator, it shows uh like your different layers here, like your objects, your base plan, your lines, and if you make your layers organized or like organized, you can uh like simply find your layers or make changes on your layers really easy. But if you make all your objects in 1 or 2 layers, it's going to be really difficult for future. So my suggestion is when you want to like make new objects, make layer for it, or know like for example, you want to add these here, like the tree here, you can make a layer for all these tree, and also like another layer for these tree. So so in future you can edit those. So as you can see, when we brought our base plan, we create this layer, and it's our like the very base, very first page. So you can simply double click on that layer and rename it Yorkville uh, base plan. And also you can change your layer, the color of your layer, and hit OK. It's gonna rename it. So simply, as you can see at the bottom right corner, the plus button says create new layer. You can create new layers here. And so when I go to this base plan and hit this arrow, you can see all the lines, all the object shapes here that I created is on this layer. So you can click on those objects and simply drag it and bring it to another layer. So the layer 2 would be the line that I created for the scale bar. And this colors, it's only for selection. And as you can see, if I select this base plan, it's gonna highlight it with blue color because the layer is blue. But if I select this, sorry, this one, oh, sorry, this one, it's gonna highlight it with red color because the layer of it is red. And yeah, so like if I make this lines, and this one scale more, bring these layers here. Yeah. So there are different settings here. So for each layer, you have this eye icon here. So if I click it, you can hide or unhide this base plan or your object. And most every time when you bring your base plan, you have to, it's my suggestion, you have to lock your base plan, and the lock layer, the option is you can even change it or modify it or even move it, and it's like an easy way to make your line here or your trees here without making changes on the base plan. And yeah, so when you have your layers, sometimes you have so many like sub layers here like this, and you want to like select all of those. So if you click on the circle at the right here. So this is lock. So if I click here, it's gonna select all those sub layers on the layer of your base plan that I created, and simply you can drag and move it, all of those objects. And the other way to change the layer of the object is to when you select that sub layer, you can click this like the square thing with color, simply drag it to the other layers. As you can see, it shows other colors of the layer. Like if I bring it to layer 4, the rectangle would be here. So I guess yeah, the layers has watched all of this, and I guess we should create um, some of the like object trees here. And I believe when you work on your project, like the best way to learn a software, Illustrator, Photoshop, or Rhino SketchUp, is to work on a project, like making it from very beginning to the end. So, for example, if we want to start from here, you have to go to your the layer do you want to work, and press pen tool and start from simply trace your line on your base plan. And so for your pen, you can use, if you want to go like make a straight lines, you can hold down your shift, and as you can see, it's gonna make a straight line on axes. And yeah, for example, we're gonna go here, we click here. So this, as you can see, I'm creating a line work that the fill is on. That's why it create these black here. And so if you press none here, it's gonna clear all those fields and only making the outline. So simply trace the lines and here. Also the outline is unknown, so black. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Also, yeah, I should mention the shortcut key for like showing all this selection things. Like you see, if I hover over on my lines, it says path. I'm not clicking on it. I'm just hovering over my cursor here. I guess when you first open your Illustrator, it doesn't show this, but the shortcut key is Control U. So I guess in Mac would be Command U. So I click Control U here, and as you can see, if I hover over my cursor here, it doesn't show anything. But when I go Control U here, it shows this path and all the object. I found it useful because for selection, it's really simple, make it simple. And yeah, so let's make these line works here. So for example, for this area, you want to use like curvature tool or like make an arc here, simply press escape and go to the, so I personally use curvature to arc tool. So for arc tool, you have to go to line segment tool and right click on it, and you're going to find the arc tool here, and so you can continue from that anchor point from your line and bring it here. So as you can see, it's not matching these base plan. So what we're going to use is the direct selection tool. So if I select on this, you can see it gives you this handles, and you can simply drag in and match the base plan. Yeah, and so for making trees like this circle, the easiest way is to um, like make circles like in ellipse tool that I showed you. Um, so we have like, if we're gonna use this, we have this center point. As I said, if you hold down your Shift and Alt, and simply from this center point, you can create your circle. And so let's make it thinner. 0.5 would be okay. And okay, I give it a color like a green color here. Yeah. And so I should make a new layer for trees. And like grass green or like a dark green. And bring my ellipse here to the tree layers. And so so if you want to copy this tree, the first thing would be in your mind would be copy and paste, like Control C and Control V, but the paste is gonna be like somewhere else. The best way is if you select that tree or object, you can uh, hold down your Alt and simply duplicate by this. And also, if you hold down your Shift together, it's gonna go like a straight line and axis. And yeah, that's where you duplicate that object. So in order to make those three in this section, simply you select both trees, and as I said, hold down your tree and Shift, come down, and this is the fourth one. So the quick way to duplicate all those three in this way is the shortcut key would be Control D, and it's gonna duplicate your last duplication, I guess. As you can see, if I press Control D several times, it's gonna make several trees here. But you have to like make some changes here, like select these 6 trees and move it a little bit. And yeah, but the Control D, it's really helpful for your duplication and making these trees. Like it works as a, if you know AutoCAD, it's working as a like an array command in AutoCAD, but this in Illustrator, it's kind of like really simple. Yeah, so this is the one way to make a tree, like just only make a shape of a circle. The other way is there is a there's a website that I found really helpful, um, which is the noun project.com. If you go to this website, you have to make an account with your Google account. It brings several icons or 2D graphics. For example, let's search for tree. As you can see, there are like several tree objects here, like there are 2D graphics. And so we want like a plan of a tree. We should say tree from above or below. Um, file. Um, yes, I have some files in my. Yeah. So as you can see, there are several tree plant here. And for example, we're going to use mm, this type of tree here for one of our tree illustration. So when you click on this, you have to go to this 0 and you can get this icon by free. So for Illustrator, the SVG file would be very helpful. Download SVG file and something's wrong with the internet, I guess. So when you download it, it's going to bring the files here, the SVG files. So you have to right click on your file and open it with Adobe Illustrator. And as you can see, the SVG file is like a line work of the plant, the tree, and simply you can select all those and copy it, Control C, and bring it to your base plan. Let's go with this plant, these trees, and paste it here. And you can resize it or scale it. When you hold down your shift, it's gonna scale proportionately. And yeah, this is one way. I found that website really useful for Illustrator and like for your 2D graphics. And also you can make changes to the file if you want, like delete those lines here. And let's give it a color. So just to repeat it, you hold down your Alt and make it duplicate and select those two. Again, duplicate those and then Control D. It makes several trees really quick. And the last way to add objects in your base plan is for something like for tree is bringing JPEG or PNG files. So if you have some PNG of your or JPEG of your tree plan here, for example, I have this, simply drag and drop on your Illustrator file. And as you can see, it brings the image, but we don't want this image because it has like some transparency here, some shadows here. We don't want this. So if you click on that image, you can see there are several options here. You have to click on image trace. So as you can see, it brings the 2D graphic of the image. Like this is like make it vector. And you have several options here as for your preset. For example, 3 colors. It makes like 3 colors of green, gray, and white, I guess. Or more colors, like 16 colors. It's even more detailed, but it's still it's vector. And we're gonna use sketched art because we don't want the background of the image. And as you can see, um, it's filled with black color. So if we click on expand, uh, it's gonna make a outline of this object and make it like a object in Illustrator. But so we don't want the field to be black, so make it none, and also make the outline like black. Oh, sorry, the outline black lines, and the stroke would be really thin. So this is the other way to adding objects in your drawings, and simply scale it, resize it. And yeah, the same thing, duplicate those. Um, Control D and make that tree here. So sometimes when you make your drawings, it gets confused like this. So the thing is that I mentioned is the eye icon. You can hide the base plan and you can see these trees are here and our line works. And so sometimes you want to show just the trees, like outline of the trees, and not this like this really confused things. Um, so simply you can select all of those, and there's a command here when you go to window, um, and you're gonna find Pathfinder. It brings this window here. I I brought for myself here, and you can simply drag and drop, like bring it wherever you want. So in Pathfinder, when you select those objects, you have options like unite them or minus front or different things. When you click unite, um, it's going to make it as one object with one outline here. And so this like the trees and leaves like all together here. And yeah, yeah. Like yeah, as I said, these 3 ways to add objects, uh, like trees, these are the ways. But mostly I use um, the second way because it's much easier, and it makes your file simple. Because this one, it makes like process, and because it's so many line works here from a JPEG file. And also you can bring, like from that website, um, you can bring car if you want. For example, this one. we open with Illustrator and select copy and paste. So we should make this layer cars. And so just to remind you guys, the rotate tool, you go to rotate and you can simply drag it, but also you can hold down your shift and rotate. It's gonna rotate on like axes, like 90 degrees, 45 degrees, and bring it here and resize it. Yeah. Also, you can change the fill and outline. Yeah. And with Alt, you can duplicate these cars here. And so yeah, let's go for the texture of the our base plan. For example, this one. So when you create a like this rectangle here, um, you're gonna use rectangle tool and make this space here. Let's go this layer. Show you texture. So as you can see, we have a box here, uh, like a rectangle, and when you make a field for it, like some each color, like a yellow color or whatever you want. But sometimes you want to go with some texture or patterns. Uh, so in order to do that, you can go to Windows and find swatches. It brings you to this, and then go to this icon. It says like libraries menu, and go to patterns, basic graphics, and you can select from all these. But in this, we have to find the texture. So there are several pictures here. As you can see, if I click on those, it brings different patterns. These are for Illustrator, and also you can add your pattern, your own pattern if you want. I'm gonna show you that. But for example, we're gonna use this one. And so as you can see, this pattern is like really big here. So this is like the same process for scale. So when you select your object, right click on it and go to transform and scale. It's gonna be uniform, but this time we don't want to scale or transport the object. I mean the rectangle. You have to uncheck these object one, but make sure this check mark is okay, because we're gonna transform or scale the patterns. And so let's say we're gonna make it smaller, 5% or like 30%. That should be okay. Click OK. This way you scale your pattern. But I'm not like this pattern. The other way to bring your pattern is go to that website that I mentioned. For example, search for pebbles. And you can bring this to your patterns. With SVG. We'll simply copy to your base plan. We want to be filled just the outline. So when you select this, so when you select this, you can simply drag it and bring it to your swatch and add it here. As you can see, it's here. And when you go to that object that we created before and go to the swatches, you can simply select that pattern that brought. As you can see, this is the same one here. I guess this one is much similar to the Yorkville Park. And also, for edit your pattern, you simply can double click on that pattern in the swatches. So it brings us to the like well working space of the pattern. So for example, you want to like delete this side or like resize this one or whatever you want. You can edit this in the pattern, and at the end you can click done or finish. And also you can save a copy if you want to save the previous one. And yeah, this is the way to add texture to your base plan. Yeah, I'm just thinking of other. Um, I should mention the opacity for drawings. For example, if you make it fill for this, simply you can select your object and go to the opacity and play with it, like which opacity is great for you. Also, when you select your layer, like this, when you click on the circle, it's going to select all those sub layers here. And this one, you can also make it like fade or play with the opacity. Yeah, sometimes it's useful for your base plan. I have to show uh, both double click, like the group, making group of layers, and uh, the offset command. Uh, so uh, so let's say we make these trees here, but like there's hard to like select all those for every move. So simply you can select these trees here, and the shortcut key is Control G. It's gonna make a group. Also, um, you can go to Objects, and you can see the group here. The shortcut is Control G, and you can simply like move it wherever you want. And to edit that for like in your future, uh, simply you can double click on the group, and it goes to the like the workspace that says like an isolated workspace for a group, and you can make edit to that group. And if I go back, this group is remain the group, and but with the edited version. Um, the other command that I found it useful is like when you want to make this tree base or these circles, uh, and you know the distance of this lines. Uh, so if you make this circle here um, with no fill, so simply you can um, if you go to objects and uh, then you find path, you can go with offset path. So you select this. So you should select the object, go to object, path, and offset path. It brings you the window that you can write your specific distance. For example, 0.05. Yeah, it's match the offset, and click OK. It makes the offset of this circle with the distance of 0 0.05 centimeters. Also, to do that again for the tree object path and offset path, you can 2 centimeters really big. Yeah, or okay, yeah. This way you can make offset of your object, and also you can make it group with Control G and duplicate with Alt. And yeah, you can make those trees. So in order to make a section elevation here, simply you can make your line works here for your base with the pen tool. And so, for example, this part, um, you go like for this. Let's make a new layer here. So we have this path here, and we, so the one way to do this is to bring your thickness much high. Or the other way is to like make a rectangle really wide open like this, and with a smaller line weight, but make it fill with black to make your ground to show for the section. And also so the bringing like the object is like the same process to bring trees to for your plan, but if you have your trees here, something like this, bring this here. So just a quick so you have to select this image file, click on image trace, and then go for your preset, then click on expand. Some kind of green, I guess, or um, or even without any fill color. And then you can resize it. So simply you can bring it here to make sure the size is correct. Something like this. Or even this tree. But you have to like bring several trees here to make different types of trees. But yeah, I just wanted to show here so quickly. And yeah, I'm using all the time Alt and Shift to duplicate because it's much quicker. And also you can bring persons like people here, and yeah, other kind of shapes and objects. And just to mention for like diagramming, if you're gonna use ellipse tool, you have to go to a stroke, dashed line, check the dashed line, and when you create your circle, as you can see, it makes the circle dashed. Yeah, for example, you want to show like the material of this section. You can simply make the circle with the line attached to it, and duplicate these. Oh, sorry. These. And simply you can bring like an image here, like of the material, like asphalt or anything, or also making a text here to show like different materials of it. And it depends on your preference, like in your drawings. And the dash line, like when you go to a stroke, it works on every shape, every like rectangle or anything. And so I guess when you complete this, your line work for the Yorkville Park, um, I should show my base plan. Um, your layer is gonna look like this with different um, line works and line weights, and it's created like this base plan, and the like if you're satisfied with it and you want to like print it, simply you can go to File, click Save As, and so Save As type can go with the Adobe PDF, and like one and save. It's gonna save as a PDF. Um, and the other way, if you want like a JPEG or other type of files, you can go to Export and Export As, and you can see you have different types of file. Even you can make a DWG or drawing for AutoCAD, JPEG, PNG, also Photoshop. JPEG is gonna export it, and for JPEG you have this option to like the color mode. As I said, for printing, it's the best way is to make it CMYK and the resolution high, and hit OK. It's gonna save as a JPEG, and yeah, the JPEG file would be this, and PDF file would look like this. So these are like, because of the line weights, that makes black somewhere, but yeah. So Nadia, do we have plans